So all you need for binding this, apart from the paper materials that came with the pack, is one peg and some glue as a final binding agent to put everything together, and a brush to apply the glue. So if you look at this piece of paper that we have, so this is what you will be binding all the groups of pages together with, and it's a fairly simple process. It's already folded. If you just follow the fold line to fold it in, and you will see the 4 teeth, 1, 2, 3, and 4 teeth that we will slot into the 4 paper groups of papers that we have already made the cut in the back. So all we need to do is just slot these teeth into the backs. So I will start with the first one. So if you hold it like that, and then if you compare the length of it, this is a lot, well, not a lot, but a bit longer than the actual cut. The point of that is that after this bit is slotted into in between the pages, and since it's longer than the cut, it can't be pulled out. So what we will do is, first we will make a little fold at the bottom bit here, and then open this up so that we know where the cut is. And then what we're going to do is slot this part in. You see what I'm doing here? Slot this tooth in and make sure it's at the edge, and then push the rest of it into the slit. And then now if we open it from the inside, we see that this has been slotted in. Unfold that corner that we have folded in previously, and there you have it, the first bit done. And you see how that is really secure. And then for the second bit, it might be a bit easier if you turn it over to this way now and start doing it this side. If you fold in the bottom bit and then grab a different section. Now this is really important that you know which side is the top and which side is the bottom, so you don't get that wrong. So I find it useful to just lay everything down that way, and then when I'm picking it up, I simply flip to this side so I know that the top side is still there. And then you basically would do the same thing, and this time with the second tooth, slot that into the cut and pull this section down so it's at the edge. And then for the bottom bit, push that in and then go into the inside of it and unfold that bit. See, it's the second bit done. And then we basically do the same with the next two. This one, fold up the corner, grab another section, open up, slot that See, this one we're looking at it from the inside, so it's a bit clearer. And then push that into the cut and out from this side. Unfold. Close that page. And the last one. Again, do the same by making a little fold there. Open this one up. Slip the top in. Make sure that is to its lowest point. And then push the bottom side in. Fold it out. Close that. And there. Now all the sections are bound together. See, this is how it looks from the side. If you look on the inside, you'll see these bits that have been slotted into different sections of the pages, and that's what's holding everything together. And there you have this. So the next part, what we're going to do, now that we've bound all the pieces of the inside pages together, is we're going to connect them to the covers. And how you're going to do that, let's start with the back cover. So all you need to do really is you need to glue that bit for it to stick to there, and then the same with the front. So we'll get a bit of glue with your brush, dip a bit of glue and start applying to this strip. Make sure you do it very evenly and not use too much, but also make sure that you use enough so that the bind will be quite strong. Then make sure that it's at a good position. Smooth that out. And then you might find it easier to just close it like that and press it down. So you see that is pressed together. So now we're going to do the same with the front side. Make sure the corners you've covered. Now, when you're doing the front side, you need to make sure that, so the way the journal is designed, this is the front, this is the front. The object, it's always more leaning towards the outside. So the orientation would be like this. So this would always be kind of on the right side of the page. Then you do the same with the back cover. You align that and fold it in like that. And this glue we're using, it's a bookbinding starch paste, and it's slow drying, which means it takes a little while to dry. And so at this point, what would be quite good to do is to use this peg. Make sure that it's even, and check you don't have any excessive glue coming out of the edges, because that might make the front here get stuck with the sides on the cover side, which we wouldn't want. Then the same with this one, check that's at the right position, but do it very delicately, because at this point the glue is still wet, so everything could still break quite easily. And what we want is we push the inner content down a bit, because we want that edge to be roughly straight for the next part. So push that out a tiny bit. Yes, so we want that to be flat. When you look at it from that side, you want that to be roughly flat. You don't want the inner section, the actual body of the book, to be too far in and too far away from the edges of the covers. Okay, and then you put the peg over it to pin it together. And then now what we could do is, while we wait for that to dry, since now it's roughly secured together like this, what we will do is we will put the tape papers over the bottom and the top. And how you do that, it's very simple. You may notice, if you feel this paper is handmade from beach grass, so it's quite rough. And you may notice there's one side that is slightly smoother. That side is the smoother side. You'll have to really feel it with your fingers to tell which side is smooth. So that would be the smooth side. So apply a generous, that much, I think, an amount of glue on this. And make sure it's not too thin, because we want this bit to be quite strong. And the reason why we're using this starch paste is that it dries to be quite strong, and also quite flexible. And because the paper that we're doing this binding, the spine with, this beach grass paper, it's quite delicate. So it's good to use something that's slightly stronger than PVA glue. So what we do is, you want that to be roughly in the middle, and this edge at the top. So you roughly see that's the right position, and fold in the top, and then the bottom. You want to give it a good pinch so it's all properly attached. And once you've done that, put it this way and start pressing down the side kind of towards the spine of the book, just to make sure that is evenly attached as well. And there you have it, that's one side down. And then the other side will be the same. Apply the glue first, do it quite evenly. Make sure all the corners are covered, because you don't want this the paper to be kind of peeling off from the corner afterwards. And then for this side, because we want these two pieces to align. So what we would do is we will look at the top one first and see roughly where that is, then make sure that is roughly aligned. You could use something straight, and this could be anything, could be a ruler, it could be a pen, to roughly see if it's aligned. And then once you've made sure that it's roughly aligned, you do the same as what we did with the top bit. Just fold that back and give it a good pinch to make sure it's nice and tight. And then you press down the spine to make sure that is also secure. And give the top bit another press down as well, just to be on the safe side. And you're done. That's the whole journal bound together. And because this glue takes a while to dry, at this point what I would suggest is you just leave it like that with the peg on for a while till everything dries, and then you can take that off and the book will be finished.